Hi, hello, welcome on into today's stream. This is gonna be a very low-key stream. I was gonna do something else, but I was like, you know what? The game in question is special to me to the point where, I don't want to do Fox Girls Favorites today. I want to dedicate it to a different game. A game I was considering streaming anyway, but we're gonna stream a game called Lunistice. All I know is a little bit about it. I've seen a little bit of it just to kind of gauge how long it would be. This game seems pretty short. We might be able to beat it in this one stream, though I do know they're unlockable bonus characters. I actually don't know how much changes, so I might just do one playthrough on the stream and save the others for my own time. But hi Aiden, hi Rex, hi GV, welcome on in everybody. It's a long-ass song. There's still 3 minutes to go on it, so we should probably just move on. How's your day? I don't want to talk about it, and that is not to be ominous, but it will definitely come off ominous anyway. But yeah, I don't really want to talk about my day, not gonna lie. I've not been having a good time. Which is kind of a bummer, because my weekend was really, well... The last week or so has been really good, and then like I kind of crashed last night. And the night before, I think. I think I've just been staying up too late, to be totally honest. I think I'm just gonna burn myself out. I did update the Pat emote, by the way. If you are a sub, you can now access the new and improved Pat. So thank you for demonstrating, Aiden. You'll also be very happy to know that I got a CD player, or a USB extension, and like I opened the music app I use, which is called Music Bee. That was from Star. I added VIP since you like around every stream, and also always doing like the hydrate and all the reminders. Yeah, I opened up Music Bee, and it's like, what was the last album I imported? Oh, it's her. So there's a temptation of like, what if I just turn off saving this track to the VOD, and I just play like Valentine Dream as the opening song for this stream. I was like, nah, that's too much work right now, maybe later. But it's like, part of me is like, what if I just be more self-indulgent and don't save the track to the VOD, and thus I just play my own music? Like, what if I do that? Like, would that be weird? Cause like, cause then in the VOD, this will be completely silent until I start speaking. It's like, yeah, I'll just play Cherry Sky on stream. Like, that's something I would do, right? Anyway, enough stalling. Now that that little anecdote is out of the way, we should get moving. Yeah? What do you mean, yeah? Yeah, there's still a minute left of the song. But what do you mean, yeah? You know me. You know what I'm about. You know what I am, as the meme goes. Center... Alright, so today we are going to be trying out Lunistice. This game is really interesting from the little bit I've seen. It's developed by a grumpy fox, so I feel that on a spiritual level. You do indeed know what I am and what I am about? Good. But yeah, it's kind of like a 32-bit slash PS1 slash like Sega Saturn-ish inspired 3D platformer. It looked really cool. I bought this like 2 or 3 years ago, and then like a month ago or something, a couple weeks ago, it wasn't that long ago, my neighborhood had a power outage, so I was just like messing around on my Switch. I'm like, what do I have on my Switch that I can just play while the power is out? And so I did like a world of this, and I'm like, you know what, I think I want to save this for stream, not just because the name of the game company is a grumpy fox, though that did definitely play a role in my decision to be like, maybe I should just stream this. One nice thing is you can use the bumpers for jump and attack as well, but that was the tutorial. I've already played the stage, so I knew exactly what to do. But yeah, we play as a little Tanuki. There's something else too that'll be very funny to one person in chat in particular once we jump into the game.
September 2nd, 2453. Almost a full year of simulations with no tangible results. I'm continuing to do small tweaks to the process, but without deeper understanding of the underlying system. I wish we could contact the professor, but communications are still disrupted. She would know what to do. She is responsible for this whole situation after all. At least my quarantine thread seems to be holding up. It seems like preparations for the next sample loop are complete. Our next case is a scout, Hana, who's been showing signs of minimal control over the program. I'm, well, not getting my hopes up anymore, but... Anyway, commencing sample loop in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So yeah, we play as a Tanuki named Hana. It looks like we're kind of stuck in a time loop or something, but I obviously do not know, as I have not played this game in full. So yeah, it's interesting. I like the aesthetic of it immediately. There is also the ability to turn off the filter. Or actually no, it's just turn on CRT filter. Which again, a good CRT filter is something I really appreciate. You can also turn on and off depth of field. It kind of breaks a few things, it looks like. Camera options. There's actually an interesting thing in gameplay. You can basically turn on smooth turning. So instead of like snapping in a direction, you kind of lean into it. I actually will use that, but it's also a little bit like... It kind of throws me off a little bit, because sometimes I can't turn... Like, if I do this, you can't really turn very sharply, which is a little bit confusing. You can also hold the right trigger to slow walk, which I'm sure will come in handy later, but I'm gonna kind of zoom through this hopefully, because I've already done this level a couple of times to kind of warm up. Again, this part is not a first time playthrough because I have seen this little opening bit, but once we get to like World 2 especially, I'm very much going to be in the dark. You also have a bit of a DKC setup where you have letters to collect to spell Hana. Which from what I gather does unlock a bonus thing in every level. I'll be going for all the bonus things at the very least, but again, I don't know entirely what completing this game entails, because again, I am under the impression there are 2 more playable characters that are unlocked after. They're like hard modes, like you have less health, like we have 3 hit points in the top left. So I don't know how much that'll actually make a difference. But again, this is gonna be a pretty low-key stream, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I'm kind of feeling mellow today. I'm kind of in a recovery mode of all things, just because it's like... There's a lot of good things that happened last week. I definitely did a lot in the past few days, but I'm definitely feeling a lot of things catch up to me all at once, if that makes sense. So yeah, I was not in the mood to... Spoiler, for the next Game Clear. Not Game Clear, but Fox Girls Favorites. I was not in the mood to play Pikmin 2 in full, to be perfectly honest, so this was kind of a last minute pivot, I'll fully admit. It's kind of an impulse of like, you know what, I've been wanting to stream this game for a little bit as like a Game Clear, so let's just do that today. Pikmin 2 will likely start on next Monday. I don't want to do it as a Thursday game just because I usually keep those streams a little bit shorter. But yeah, if you collect all of the letters to spell Hana, to my understanding, you have these little platforms appear, which go to a secret. So you can actually use the spin attack as an extension of your jump, which is really nice. But we got a little thing, a little secret exit. NFI result S0, results 0. Damn, that feels ominous. So yeah, there's also PB times, so you can also like 100% in that regard to like speedrun times. From what I gather, it tracks everything separately, so you don't have to do everything in one run. So like, if you want to go out of your way for all the cranes, you don't have to do it deathless or speedrun it at the same run. This is specifically the Switch version also, so I don't have achievements to worry about, which... Truth be told, I actually prefer not having achievements because it just becomes busy work. Like, a lot of people love achievements. I actually don't, because it just makes it so it's like, oh, I feel obligated to do a bunch of random bullshit that I would not normally do otherwise. But again, that's just kind of my weird FOMO brain and like completionist brain talking. I fully admit, ow. Like, a good example is Final Fantasy 13. We'll get to that later, potentially. I'm actually really on the fence on if I want to include Final Fantasy 13 for our Fox Girls favorites, because on one hand, it is a very influential game to me personally. On the other hand, it's also like really tedious for the first like 10 to 15 to 20 hours. And I didn't mind on my first playthrough, but also, to be blunt, it was my first Final Fantasy, so I had nothing to compare it to. Now that I do have something to compare it to, I kind of worry I wouldn't actually like Final Fantasy 13 very much, if I'm being real. But I'm almost curious to play it again. Someone gifted it to me on Steam, because it was on my wish list. So part of me wants to legit give it another fair shake and see if I still feel okay about it. I love the character of Lightning, and Fang also, but I don't remember much else standing out. And the story is just a lot of like fantasy jargon nonsense, to be blunt. It's like if you like the Lassie, the Fal'Cie, let's see, what else? There's something else I'm thinking of too. That's like, again, just kind of in that camp of like sci-fi jargon. But yeah, Final Fantasy 13 is an interesting game for that reason, to the point where it's like, I don't know if I want to stream that game, but I almost do. Do I want to commit to it is the other problem. I already have like 7 RPGs in my Fox Girls favorites lineup as is. Do I want to add another? 2 of them are Final Fantasy, so you can guess one if you know the name of the main character of one of the games. That's a lie. They're the deuteragonist, if we want to be blunt. I don't know if she has, actually. I almost was gonna recommend it, like, if, you know, I enjoy the game. This is kind of in my back pocket, because I've almost got enough points to submit something. The only problem is that something like this probably will not win, just based on the nature of it. I'd have to do a hard sell on it. That's the funny thing about, like, the fortune cookie system that Claire has set up, is I metagame, and I sometimes metagame too hard. I fully will admit that. My favorite moment in that regard, well, obviously you have 2 favorite moments. One is like Constellation Tango with Gwen, and like doing a hard sell on that, which was very worth it. But then the other was Guilty Gear Strive, where I made some joke about like I want to get my ass kicked by my like favorite streamer, and then the mods are like, yeah, like you're not gonna like deprive this person of getting your ass kicked, are you? And it was just a very funny moment. Am I going backwards? I think I'm going backwards, actually. Yeah, sometimes I have oversold things in terms of trying to make descriptions for the cookie jar very memorable. Thank you for the hydration check. We'll get to that very shortly. I might do the stage again, just to try... I swear, I have no clue what way's forward here. I'm so turned around. I'm just gonna restart, actually. I'm really disoriented. Another game I thought about recommending is Kitsune Tales. The only problem is it's very Kaizo at parts. So I enjoyed Kitsune Tales because I love Mario 3. I don't know if I want to subject anyone to like Kaizo Mario 3 levels of difficulty, especially later on. So yeah, that's kind of my take on it. In general, I'm always very cagey about recommendations because my gaming tastes are bizarre as hell, and I'll fully admit that. I'm not even gonna pretend like my gaming tastes are remotely mainstream in any capacity. Like, what are my favorite games? My favorite game is Xenoblade 3. What's my second favorite game? Thousand Year Door, probably. Third favorite is Wind Waker. It's like, a lot of my game tastes are one very Nintendo leaning. So if you're not into Nintendo, my recommendations fall apart very quickly, or my ability to recommend games falls apart very quickly. However, I do feel like, in general, I don't like hyping up the games I like because I know my tastes are weird, to the point where, you know, I'm not gonna just say, hey, everyone should play Ghost Trick. However, everyone should play Ghost Trick. This is a terrible example. One moment, recalibrating. I need to come up with a better example, because I think Ghost Trick is a game that everyone should play once in their life. Fun thing, I got a Humble Bundle like a year ago that had a bunch of Capcom games. I still have a code for Ghost Trick that I've never actually used because I have the Switch version, and I never gave it to anyone. I don't know if the code still works, but it's like, part of me wants to like ask a friend, like, hey, would you be interested in playing Ghost Trick? Because I have a code, and you're free to use it if you want. It's like, I feel like a friend recently expressed interest in Ghost Trick to the point where it's like, I should ask them if they just want the code that I have. I gave someone a copy, they came with a code for Ace Attorney Trilogy also, and I gave that to someone. They never played it, because I found out later they don't actually like visual novels. So that was awkward. I kind of almost wish I had given it to someone else in hindsight if I had known, but oh well. Live and learn, as they say. Hanging on the edge of tomorrow. That's something else I should do at some point. I should do more like Sonic Adventure 2 content, like a randomizer or something. To be blunt, I don't... Maybe this is me selling myself short, but I don't kind of feel like a crowd control stream for me would go particularly well. Maybe that's just me, but it's almost like I almost feel like I don't have enough like consistent viewership to justify like crowd control. So I feel like if I did a crowd control playthrough, it would just be kind of a normal playthrough anyway. But again, that might just be me kind of selling myself short there. So yeah, this is very Celeste, not to compare games to each other, but the like blocks at the end are giving Celeste a bit. Oh, PB, maybe there isn't like an S rank time or something. I actually don't know. But anyway, that's World 1. So you get these little secret files. Welcome Doctor, NFI Deep Dive Archival System. Archive, HANA.NFA. I'm not gonna read all that other stuff out. Yeah, you have a key in one level and a document in another level. Is there a way to read the documents? I actually don't know. Alright, summer level. Interesting. Yeah, part of me is legitimately considering what I talked about before, of like, being more self-indulgent, just playing my own music, if I actually, just turn off, you know, saving it to the VOD. I actually found out I wasn't saving the intermission music to the VOD for a long time. Oops. Or not to the VOD, but to the main audio track. So it kept getting lost. No, it wasn't saving period, it was just complete silence after the actual stream. So yeah, oops. But I might turn it back off if I just want to be, you know, self-indulgent. You can't jump out early, okay. The problem is, like, with Idol is I don't own any other Idol music at the moment. This is a dangerous thing to be saying. But like, oh, is that? Okay, that actually looks like regression. What are the eye emoji for? What's the eyes for, Aiden? I'm scared. It's like, you know, I don't own, it's like the only thing I own is Minnie's album. For obvious reasons. Unfortunately, I kind of mashed mine a little bit, as soon as I got it. I kind of murphed part of it. Which is fine. It's very flimsy as it turns out, which is a quick reminder of why I stopped buying like K-pop albums in the first place, because it's like, these are really expensive and also kind of flimsy. But like the contents inside are generally fine, just the outer like slipcase is kind of bent at parts. I don't want to buy a second album for $30 though. I think I want to buy the pink version. It's like I'm gonna run out of room eventually. But it's like I thought about picking up like We Are, which is like their most recent EP, because I really like it. I think that one is a jewel case, so that would be nice. Nice thing about Idol, I've discovered, 2 streams in a row, by the way, of like going on about my K-pop hyperfixation. But the one thing I really like about Idol is like their music is just kind of available. Like, it's kind of nice not having to like go to the like very niche channels, I guess, to just buy their music. Like, you know, specific K-pop vendors for like international shipping. It's like, no, you can just buy this stuff off Amazon for like normal price, which is very nice. So yeah, I kind of want just everything though. I'm very obsessive when it comes to like completion for collections, though. I'm pretty sure anything past like, I'm blanking, which is the one I'm thinking of. The one Queen card's on. It's like once you go back too far, it's gonna get too expensive. I'm going to be priced out because it's rare. But you're like the more recent stuff. Anything before I Never Die. I do not know if that's the one I happened to just say, which would be very funny if that actually was the case. But I actually don't know what is on there. Again, I've only been into this for like a couple, like for a month by now. So under a month. It was like May 20. Tomboy era, so the one before. Yeah, that makes sense that Tomboy, I mean, for obvious reasons, would be... anything before Tomboy would be hard to find. But that's a whole story I don't want to get into. But yeah, part of me is like tempted to start collecting again. I'm like, please stop yourself. Like, why are you doing this to yourself, me? But again, I haven't felt this connected with a group for a really long time. For a lot of reasons. Again, not to make a second stream in a row about K-pop. Because that was basically what the Air Ride stream turned into. This looks dangerous. But we'll give it a shot. Actually, that was really easy, okay. I have a feeling this game won't be that chill. I think it's gonna get harder later on. You can make these streams whatever you want. Yeah, they're my streams, so I can just ramble about whatever the hell I want. To be fair. But yeah, I've really fallen down into this idol rabbit hole. It's like, if I got the physical of whatever the one Tomboy is on, then I can have the version where they can actually swear. Because I think that's only on the CD. I don't think it was ever released digitally. I don't see a power move. Okay. You would like to find the swear version? Yeah, same. But it's like, realistically, it's like, I almost would say stuff past, like, you know, before, like, Queen card might be kind of rare. But maybe I'd be proven wrong. I feel like I'm going on the intended path when I wanted to go not on the intended path. This feels dangerous. Yeah, no, this feels definitely like the intended path. Oops. Yeah, I think I missed something, so I'm gonna restart. Like, my favorite idol song at the moment is, like, interesting. Because, like, I have a bias for Tomboy because that was the first one I heard. Because I got into K-pop, well, I got back into K-pop around, like, 2021, 2022-ish. It would have been late 2021, because it was right before a big life change. That's very unforgettable, so... Unforgettable in good ways and bad ways, to clarify. Like, there were some good things to this major life change, but there were definitely some bad things to it too. So like, bad aspects to it. Okay, we're alive. Okay. Cool. It's also really weird that they censor tomboy, and now they just say the F word, like, normally in all their songs. Like, in multiple songs, they just say the F word, though they always change it to something else, like, for live performances. Like, what would giving a luck even entail? Again, game clearing streams, because I'm not having to talk about, like, my life story, or, like, why a game means a lot to me, I can just kind of talk about whatever, which right now is going to be a lot of K-pop, so be aware if I do more game clearing. One game I really want to do for game clearing is the Marvel vs. Capcom collection, but I don't know if they fixed it yet, because I know there were some major issues with it. On Switch especially, though I think all the consoles had some kind of issue. Yeah, not gonna lie, I'm having a really hard time gauging what's progression and what's optional in this level. Which is like fun from the perspective of I like 3D platformers. But it's also a little bit overstimulating in terms of my executive dysfunction. Because it's like, wait, which way's the correct way, quote unquote? Because I don't want to go that way, I want to go the secret way first. Yeah, it's really hard to tell. Got the same problem with Froggun. Yeah, I also still need to play Froggun, actually. Also, hi Freeze, welcome on in. But yeah, I like the vibe of this. I love how we're in a, like, 32-bit renaissance at the moment. You know, I like Shovel Knight, and that'll definitely be a game clear at some point, because I still need to do everything past Plague of Shadows, not even kidding. Including Plague of Shadows, I still have not ever done that. But because of that, I do actually need to eventually hop into that. And do the other episodes. Like, you know, Mina the Hollower comes out in 4 months. I should probably finish Shovel Knight before then. But I don't know if I want to do all the episodes on stream. Because, yeah, I've only ever done Shovel of Hope. And again, I've had it since the Switch 1 came out. So, yeah, I definitely have a backlog. Again, I could go without buying a single game, and I could still do a new game every week for, like, perpetuity, as far as I can tell. What the hell was that path we took? Because we ended up somewhere totally different, and it's like, where even was that? It's like, I'm so confused. Cool. The other thing I'm experiencing with this current gaming era is I really like when games actually capture the vibe. Another one for this is Is it Crow Country or Crow County? I can never remember actually. But the Resident Evil inspired one where like the character models have almost like they have a look down for this era, and I really love it when games do that. Where the hell are we going? Guess down here? It's like, I can't tell. Again, I still need to play Deltarune. Okay. That's probably the A. I probably screwed up, if I'm being honest. It's fine, but... Like, Crow Country is one I really want to try. Weirdly enough, that game actually has like a pacifist mode, to my understanding. Where you actually don't have any of the enemies if you just want like an immersive sim kind of vibe, which I really appreciate. Yeah, that was the A. Shoot. Well, that sucks. I guess we'll do this level again and try to figure out where the N is. It's like so many games from a specific era were like NES coded. So like, it's our... God damn it, we also missed a bunch of stuff. Interesting. So yeah, this is gonna suck actually. This is not gonna be easy. Gotta find the N and gotta find the remaining cranes. We do have to get all the cranes in one run, though, so that's gonna be fun. So yeah, I guess that was an alternate path all along. Oops. That was definitely a task failed successfully, and then it backed off because I'm an overthinker. My overall opinion of like the current video game landscape is, I just wonder when we'll get to the point where like GameCube era throwbacks are possible for indies. Cause like we're at PS1 aesthetics at this point, which I like, but it is like, it will be interesting when like GameCube era ends up being nostalgic, basically. We're already at that point to some extent. Look how pricing is. But even then, it's like the aesthetic is harder to recapture because we still have like barriers to cross in terms of like what is affordable. Hell, indies as is are barely affordable. A good example is Penny's Big Breakaway, which that game is like really sad to me because like they still struggled. Not even like the name recognition of like, oh, this is the studio that did Sonic Mania really could help them with their own IP, and that's like really sad to me. Like it did not break even to my understanding, which is a bummer. Okay. Neat. Maybe that is the right way. I'm like losing my mind, I think. I am not, as they say, locked in. You're doing great? Oh, thank you. I'm doing my best. I'm trying. Yeah, it's been a weird day. And again, I don't know how much I want to talk about it, though. Shit, is this the way forward? Oh, I'm so turned around. No, that's the way forward. Okay, I remember now. Speaking of way forward, I've still never finished Shantae 1. And I don't know if I actually care about Shantae Advance at this point, which makes me sad because I love Shantae, but it's like, I kinda don't care. Like, I'm finding myself not caring about Shantae Advance, which is a bummer. Partly because of the weird like release strategy of oh, it's like Game Boy Advance, like a physical Game Boy Advance game. That's kind of weird to me, but also like I just don't like limited run, to be honest. Not even for the obvious reason of the quality control sucks. Oh, and it's gotten worse since the Embracer buyout, which was actually backwards of what everyone thought, because everyone's like, oh, hopefully they'll have more money, so, you know, pre-orders don't take 7 years to actually fulfill. It's like, I think they've gotten worse since the buyout, because they're actually taking on more projects now. Oh, I see what I missed. Okay. I think. I guess we'll find out, but I think I see what I screwed up. You know, like, Limited Run keeps bringing back old games, and that's kind of neat. Like, the one that they most recently brought back is Gex, which is like kind of a weird pull in a way. I have issues with Gex though, to be perfectly honest. I don't know how much I want to get into that though on stream. But the little bit I've seen of it almost has like issues of like Orientalism, I think is what I'm thinking the term is. The Gex collection has issues, and also specifically on Switch 2 there are issues, I've heard. But just even the original, like just the core games, I have heard not great things. The little bit I've seen on like Claire's stream, for example, this was a long time ago though, so correct me if I'm wrong, but just kind of the whole like, let's just toss every Asian thing into a blender because these are all the same culture, and it's like, please stop. Like, to me that's very frustrating how companies still do that. I mean, like, you know, Gex is like a 20-year-old game. I'm gonna give them a slight pass on that, because the culture is very different than it was back then. One game I kind of don't really give that pass is like Sifu, from what I gather. Which definitely has that problem too, from the bits I've seen of it. Like, the game looks fine, like, you know, gameplay-wise, looks great. But just, yeah, the Orientalism, and also Stray had that problem where it's like, there's a weird mishmash of Asian cultural elements in a way that just kind of continually pisses me off in media. And again, it's partly just I will get on a soapbox about this because, hi, I was born in Korea, so I am slightly personally interested in the topic, if that makes sense, but... just, you know, because, like, for example, Korean culture is, like, genuinely, other than K-pop, name something from Korean culture. Like, this is an actual, like, thought I've had sometimes. It's, like, really hard to, like, find things. Like Taekwondo, I guess. But just in general, it's, like, there are issues I find where it's, like... a lot of things just end up being, like, Korean culture, or like, Japanese culture, or Chinese culture in media. And you don't really have representation of Korean culture in media. To the point where it's like Korean actors feel like they just end up playing Japanese or Chinese characters, which is also something that irks me a lot in casting for different things. That's why, to some degree, I get so fired up about this because I've just grown up with this my whole life. Like, you know, going back to, like, my childhood, I would see, like, actors playing roles of different ethnicities, and it would just drive me up the wall. Because it's like, why is just one person playing every, like, Asian character? It's like, in this show, he's, like, a Yakuza. In this show, he's, like, you know, a Kung Fu master. It's like nothing against the actor, you gotta do what you gotta do, especially in like the 70s in some cases. But like... and that's assuming they even have an Asian actor, because a lot of times it's like, let's just get like a white person and make their eyes kind of like smaller with makeup, and that's... we'll call it a day. Doctor Who has that problem really badly. Of like, just a bunch of white people, like, oh, they're Asian enough, kind of, and they don't actually hire Asian people. This is not a topic I was expecting to get on during this game of all things. Again, this is what happens when I try to do a chill stream, is I just get yapping. And yeah, to think that this conversation topic started because of Gex getting a remake, or a remaster. That's actually more of a port. I don't want to call it a remaster. I also heard in general that the Carbon engine that Limited Run has is not great for some things. Like, the past PS1 efforts for the Carbon engine were not great. But again, that's anecdotal evidence from what I've just heard in passing. I've never played, like, any of the collections they've done since. The last Limited Run game I probably would have gone would be Bloodstained Curse of the Moon. Partly just because I have Ritual of the Night and Curse 1 on Switch, so I just kind of wanted to have physicals of all of them. Ow. And yeah, I still need to play Curse of the Moon too. All I know is there's a Corgi and the game is bloody hard, apparently. Especially because there's like a bunch of garbage where it's like, oh, play the game like 4 times, get the true ending kind of a thing. So it's like, every time I think, maybe I'll play Curse of the Moon, I always second guess myself, because it's like, I don't know if I'm in the mood to do this many playthroughs. But then again, right now I'm playing a game that might require more than one playthrough to 100%, so what am I talking about? Wow, that balloon respawns very fast. I was expecting a slightly longer cooldown on that, to be real. The vibes are very nice, I will say. Aha! Clever. If that was the way forward, I'm gonna be actually kind of, like, confused, because that was very clever. This screams secret area. And yeah, there's also just the issue I keep running in. Shoot. There's also the issue I keep running into in general of like, ow, we are sent very far back. That was just because I didn't jump early enough. I'm curious. There's stuff over here too. Which is like confusing, because like how are you supposed to get everything in one run if there's like different pathways? Unless there wasn't anything on that path like that was collectible. Nice. I like the little icon in the bottom right telling you you don't have to do an input. That's very convenient. Ow. I mean, we have to do this stage again anyway. Cause yeah, that obviously that must shoot you back out at the same spot. That like alternate path. So yeah, this is a redo for sure. Nope, we're not ready. We're not ready for you yet, game. We're hopping back. Because again, apparently there's like a true ending tied to this. I'm just gonna go ahead and do this. And yeah, it's definitely a topic I try to talk about occasionally. And I always, the funny part is yesterday on social media I made a tweet being like, maybe I should be less outspoken about like, you know, social issues, because I always feel like I word them really badly. And here I am talking about this today. It's like, I just can't help myself apparently. I'm just kind of always on a soapbox, like every stream it feels like, in a way that kind of like, I worry about that, I guess, because like, is that like a pleasant like a pleasant atmosphere for a stream if I'm just always like ranting about like social issues? But there's the inherent dynamic of being an Asian trans woman on the internet, so I just happen to see a lot of the atrocities of the world, unfortunately. So I'm like well aware of it, and that means I'm also just a very opinionated person too. So I just tend to not like shut up about things. I like my voice to be heard, because I often feel like my voice is not heard, if that makes sense. Like, I go so much of my life where it feels like my voice is not heard that I try to be louder to compensate, and sometimes I feel like I'm just being very obnoxious. Like, unyielding, I guess, maybe would be a good word for it. Now, which way is progression? This looks like side path. Again, I already forgot, because I'm talking too much. And yeah, like... okay, we're good. Not gonna lie, I completely lost my train of thought from trying to survive that, but... yeah, in general, I kind of just feel like I get fired up about things in a way that's like, maybe I should tone it down for the sake of streaming. Maybe I should just not talk about social issues. That might stress people out, kind of a thing. I don't know, it's kind of a weird mental hurdle I have of like, I should be less loud about things, in general. Ow, this umbrella is very persistent. Yeah, there's a balance to it, and I don't think I'm achieving that balance. I think I'm skewing too far in the one way, but again, we're also doing a very chill stream, so I kind of have just free reign to just yap about things. In a way that doesn't always happen. There are times where I have to lock in. I just don't want to be annoying with it, I guess. Yeah, I should probably change topics. But anyway, I don't know what topic to change to. I can go back to K-pop, I guess. You know, the old reliable. You doing fine? Aw, thank you. Aha, okay. And that does take us back here. What? I thought there's a bunch of shit over there to collect, and so I'm very confused, actually. Unless I'm just completely misremembering. Unless that accounts for the ones that you would miss in the other area. Because we definitely have enough at this point, I think. Well, at least we got the other thing. Bare minimum. But I don't know if we got all the cranes. I feel like we missed cranes somewhere. Yeah, wait, we did get them all. Oops. Okay, we're good. Hi Esper, welcome on in. Where the hell's the optional thing? Because there's always like an optional thing if you got all the letters. And like, where is it? Oh, I see the platforms. I just don't see like... Oh, am I overthinking? Yeah, I'm overthinking. Aha. Okay. What does this remind me of? It reminds me of the spin in Freedom Planet. I still need to play Freedom Planet 2, actually. I don't own it, actually. As much as you like these retro-inspired games, I don't like how many of them demand 100% for basic completion. Yeah. I mean, given that we're literally, like, almost halfway through the game as is, this one doesn't seem too demanding in that regard. At the very least, and again, long plays for this game often track at about like an hour, which is why I figured this would be a good game for today. Even if we go long for this game's standards, because I'm having to replay stages, it's still going to be shorter than like, and probably, you know, fingers crossed, less stressy than Pikmin 2. Yeah, I also thought she was Red Panda, but this, I literally looked up the Steam store page, like, to see, and it says Tanuki, so... But I definitely had the thought of Red Panda as well. Which I wonder why. Just trying to spot red pandas everywhere. Ow, okay. I actually don't know how to get health back, because I have done it a couple times, I don't know how. 255 cranes, we're gonna hit an overflow. Speaking of an overflow, that's another game I still need to do. I was also like, do I try playing FF5 soon? But it's like, do I do a 4-drop Fiesta? Because I could just get really bad luck and just kind of kill my enjoyment of this game. So I kind of was thinking maybe I should just do a casual run first. But then doing it in the 4-drop Fiesta summer season just felt kind of weird to me. So I might do it this fall for a game clearing option. Because again, I'm only missing like 3 Final Fantasies for single player. Again, discounting 11 and 14 expansions for obvious reasons. Ow. I'm only missing 5, 8, and 16. No, wait, 15 also. I'm missing 4. I have all but 15. I actually still don't even own a copy of 15. It's like 25 bucks. I have no excuse, but I just don't think I'm gonna vibe with 16. I just don't really like Game of Thrones that much. So, that aesthetic, I guess. So I worry I'm not gonna like it. But there's a part of me that feels like I need to play it, because it's like, you know, it's such a controversial game because of like how different it is from every other Final Fantasy that I kind of want to just see it for myself, I guess. Maybe checkpoints restore health. Like the little shrine gates. Not to be confused with a shrine gate, that's a very different game. Oh, we're up here now, okay. This is very good level design, in my opinion. I'm having a decent time with this. This is a demo for what it's worth. I have actually played the demo on... Oh shit. I played the demo on PS5 when it came out. And I had a decent time with the gameplay. It's just the tone that I'm not, like, super jazzed about. It's a little, like... I don't know. Shoot? Too fast. Like, I like character action games. Speaking of which, DMC is on the list. But I was not in the mood for DMC 1 today. If I'm struggling... Oh, shoot. Like, if I'm struggling, DMC is not a good idea. I don't want to play a stressy game, though, and you know, at least it wouldn't be DMC 3. It'd be DMC 1, which is, to my understanding, slightly less difficult. It's like DMC 3 is like the real skill check game. Why am I playing so bad all of a sudden? I will say there was a bit of like unintuitive. Oh shit. There's a bit of an unintuitive element because the spiked enemies can still be attacked. That doesn't feel intuitive to me. Because you'd think if an enemy is spiky, that means you wouldn't be able to attack them directly, but you can. So that feels slightly off to me, like in terms of conveyance. But beyond that, I don't really have any strong complaints. I mean, we already got hit once, so it doesn't really matter. It's like, you know, me trying to be all picky about, like, not missing anything is like, doesn't really matter if I have to replay the stage anyway, either on my own time or on stream. If we get all the cranes and get, like, the secret item for the stage, either the key or the like, document, I'll just move on and beat the stage deathless on my own time, probably. But if I actually do need the collectibles, I'll go out of my way for that. Again, I don't think you need to do everything deathless, like S-rank everything to unlock, like, the true ending. I think it's just the collectibles, so... Again, I literally cannot tell what's progression or not, sometimes. Looks like there's something above. I cannot stand on that. Can I stand on this? I sort of can. Well, now I'm curious. Yeah, no, I don't think I can actually get up to that. No, never mind. I was overthinking. This looks like the end of the stage. I think I should have gone the other way. Yeah, I should have gone the other way, damn it. My instincts are bad for this game. I keep... Okay, this is rude, putting one, like, behind here like this. Oh wow, we missed the H too. I totally just completely missed that we missed the H. Oh, that's mean, because that'll force you to end the level, and then you can't get the secret exit. Yeah, that's actually really rude. I don't know if we're finishing the stage before the ad break ends. Because we have 7 minutes. No, we have 3 minutes. I'm not beating this stage in 3 minutes, but it's fine. And yeah, I own 15. I have not played very much of it. I've only played, maybe the first hour, and then stopped just because I didn't care that much at the time. But I do want to devote some time to actually finishing FF15. I have too many RPGs. That's the long and short of it. I still have like 3 Kingdom Hearts games. I have 4 Fire Emblems. And there's the temptation to be like, oh, I'm not ever gonna play these games unless I try and make content out of them. I should just stream them. But do I really want to commit to streaming like 4 Final Fantasies? That sounds like especially the open world games with my current schedule. If I streamed like more often, I think I would be less intimidated. And even then, like Thousand Year Doors, the one after Pikmin 2, unless I toss in like Battlefront, which otherwise would be next, I think, after Pikmin 2. Again, Battlefront's weird because I cannot get a good version to run to my liking, and I don't want to buy the classic collection because it's all still kind of ass, to be honest, from everything I've heard about it. Like, there's still a lot of things that are broken about it, and it's also like $35. I'd make a commitment to streaming all the Final Fantasy games. Oh, I'm so sorry. But again, in my case, it's partly just because I worry about my schedule and burnout. Especially if I don't like a game. That's my biggest hurdle. This is why with game clearing, what have we actually done? God damn it. What have we done? We've done DK94, which actually took an extra stream from what I was expecting, which was a little bit stressful. And then we did the Kitsune Tales, and that also took longer than expected, like an extra stream, because of it being way longer than I thought it would be. And then Kitsune 0. We've done 3 game clearing streams. This is number 4. And this is also on pace to be taking longer than I was hoping it would, so good start. But, oh shoot, ads are starting soon. We'll figure out some place to stop, I guess. Yeah, what was I gonna say? But it's like, I hesitate, because like Thousand Year Door at least is like one of my favorite games ever, like literally. So it's like not really that big of a deal if I end up, you know, taking a long time on it, because hey, I'm having a great time. I love playing Thousand Year Door. But like Final Fantasy 15 or even 16 or even Rebirth, because I wasn't super sold on Remake, believe it or not. Though it's actually a skill issue, I fully admit, because I did not understand the combat system in Remake. I was watching, I think, Snapcube play it, and it's like, oh, I was playing the game wrong the whole time. No wonder I thought the combat was kind of miserable. Oops. You'll find this is a common story for me in all sorts of games, is I played the game wrong and didn't have a good time with it. Anyway, ads are starting, so I'm gonna stop here and get up, stretch, hydrate, etc. Hi, I see the comment of this song slaps. I assume that was in reference to Simple Life. But again, Guilty Gear music is really good. I highly recommend the soundtracks, even of the older games. I highly recommend. Did you intentionally not promote this time? Just wanted to check. Yeah, I kind of wanted to keep this kind of low key, to be honest. That's kind of was my reasoning, at least. Kind of just a mellow stream. Also, I was running late, so I just kind of... I think I posted it, and like, I think I posted it on Blue Sky, because I'd mentioned I might not stream, but beyond that, I think I kind of just didn't post in servers. I actually forget to post in servers a lot, like in general. Like, there's a lot of servers that I'm in, but my rule in general is if I'm not really active in a server, I'm not going to promote myself there, because then it feels like all I'm there to do is show myself, and then I get self-conscious. You want all the recommendations? I will give you the recommendations, for sure. Alright, again, trying to stage again. I'm being slightly compulsive about trying to get everything in this stage. But again, this doesn't seem to be asking too much of the player, so I don't mind that much. Just want to be sure. Yeah, today was admittedly a very off day, so I do apologize if I worried anybody with like what I posted on Blue Sky and everything. Did I even go here last time? I don't think I did. I don't think I found this at all. Which is probably where the H is, actually. Yeah, looks like it. Again, I have some platformer instincts at least, so I do think that helps too with games like this where I can kind of map out, like, yeah, they'll probably put something here. That seems like a good place to stash something. Thank you for the head pats. I really need more emotes. I need to ask friends about comms, but I keep forgetting. Not even that, it's like one, I kind of wanted to establish myself more, I think. Because I didn't want to like commission a bunch of assets and then not use them. So I wanted to make sure I could actually stick to streaming pretty like consistently before I went to that much effort. But the other thing was... I have a few artists in mind, and basically their commissions are closed. That's actually like the bigger reason. Again, I've talked about this a little bit before. This is the problem we had last time, it's like, which is the way forward? It's really hard to tell sometimes. Yeah, I think this is the optional thing that we skipped last time. Okay, we're good. Yeah, shoot. Okay, we're good. We're alive. I also want to launch a new stream series. I don't know what to call it though. I've talked about this a little bit before. The working title that I came up with No, never mind. The title I had for game clearing that I sort of briefly floated was Fox Girl Finishes, and I realized that sounds really bad out of context, or maybe my mind is in the gutter, or both. It's also not true if we're making that innuendo, if I'm being real. But with the other idea I had, I never really came up with a solid concept for it, but basically the idea is, like, the tentative name is like Second Chance. But I don't know if I'd go with that, or if I'd come up with something better. By the way, there's like an achievement on Steam to find all these little boxes, like, you know, interact with these boxes in every stage. Again, I'm playing on Switch, so I don't have to worry about that. But yeah, I just went with game clearing, because, like, I couldn't think of, like, a clever alliteration. Fox Girl's Favorites just kind of came to me, and it just fits very well. But, like, I can't think of something for a game clearing that, again, doesn't have, like, suggestive undertones, potentially. Or again, maybe my mind is just corrupted. Or a little bit of both. Who knows? The emotes in chat told me I'm not the only one, and maybe it's because I specifically pointed it out, too. You know, a hot take I might have about this game is it's actually kind of scratching an itch of Sonic games a little bit, with, like, the different routes and everything. But not quite the same nuance, I guess. God damn it, did I miss an alternate path again? Or is there just stuff here? Like, if we're missing the cranes, I'll take the L. Never mind. Shoot, we are still missing. We're missing one crane, my god, what the hell? I'm so upset. Because it's like... I thought I was doing really good, and I found a bunch of secrets, and it's like, we missed one thing. It's like, hell if I know what that one thing is. Oh well, we got the secret thing. I'm not gonna obsess about the cranes too much, because if we get the you know, the plot-related thing, it's fine. I'll look for the cranes on my own time. Because we'll be here all day otherwise. Unless they're really sneaky and put the crane on this route, which, I mean, they could do. Nope, doesn't look like it. So yeah, I missed literally one thing. Cool. But again, not gonna worry about that. That's a problem for future me. We got the little document, so we're just gonna move on. Hop away for a bit, how's it going? It's going okay. I don't like this. By that, I mean I love the concept. I'm in fear. I'm in big fear. If you know, you know, but... Concern. At least they have a little metronome thingy at the bottom, so it's not, like, too unforgiving, but it is making me nervous of where this is gonna go, where the concept is going to go in future, stages. Music's alright, it's very airy, I guess would be the word I'd use. I've really been getting into, like, very, like, vaporwave dreamy kind of music. I wonder why. I say, completely knowing why. Shit. Hi, I see you. Welcome on in. Thank you for the head pats. What's that platform even for? We're actually early on in the stage enough. I'm just gonna do this. Alright. Hydration check. Alright, I did forget to hydrate. Oops. I'll give this another run, and I'll hydrate after, if I remember. But again, that's what the reminders are for. But again, I can't remember the last time I've been this deep into a hyperfixation. Musically, specifically. Because I kind of fell out of listening to music, period, for a long time. It's like I've listened to more music in like the last 3 weeks than I feel like I have in a long, long time. Okay, I can take a drink now, because I'm thinking. Basically... Never mind, I'm overthinking. I see it. I was like, I don't know which way is progression, and it's like, I saw the letter, and I'm like, okay, that answers my question. It's also nice that you don't have to get the letters in one playthrough, it seems like. You can get them, like, in separate runs. You know, another thing I was thinking is I haven't done a single game for Pride Month. I have one lined up, but I didn't think I was in the emotional headspace to handle a game that will probably make me cry anyway. Without giving away what game it is. I kinda swore- oh... Oh, this is progression. Oops. That's awkward. My bad. This is gonna be really awkward, going backwards. Well, actually, that wasn't too bad. What the hell is this? I didn't even notice that path. I also missed a crane, so it's a good thing we came back after all. Yeah, what is that platform for? There's nothing on it. Is there anything in the holes? Doesn't look like it. Unless... Nope, doesn't look like it. Now I'm paranoid about missing things. I already feel like this is gonna be the A for some reason, and not the H. Lots of cranes up here. There's 169 in this level, so it's a little bit less than the previous stages. Also nice. I was gonna make a comment, and I don't know how to say it without sounding really sus. Which almost makes me feel like, because I've acknowledged that I need to say it at some point, but do I? Alright, good start. I do like the look of these little, like, pastry thingies. I was playing Pikmin 2 to practice last night, because that is the next Fox Girl's favorites more than likely. And I got to the Snagrit hole, and there's one of those in that as a treasure. Your stream was stopping me is very suggestive, the joke I was going to make. And that is what is stopping me. It's not even overtly suggestive, but it will definitely suggest things that will pique interest and be like, ayo. Yeah? Okay, I think... Basically, because I mentioned that the totals for cranes in this level was 169, I said nice after. The follow-up I was going to make is I will never be able to think of 6-9 ever again the same way. I have no clue how to explain it. Okay, there we go. I knew the yeah was coming, and that, or an AO or something. Number funny. You have the little like green thing spinning around you as like your helper for your attacks, but it reminds me a little bit of Isun from Okami. I'm like a weird like nerd who's like very uptight about pronunciation. I don't know if I told the story in a call or if it was on stream last time. I can't remember. But like, not to call out people I will never run into again. They probably don't even would even remember me because that was a gender ago. But like, I took Japanese for a semester. Okay. And I'm very uptight about pronunciation. So like, I say Okami, because a lot of people say Okami, which is like, I don't think technically wrong, but the accent is on the first O, Okami. It's like a long O also. But when I took this Japanese course, it always like frustrated me slightly how off certain pronunciations would be, because it's like some people would just say things and like, wait, what? Why are we? Oh wait, we have the letters. That's right. Why are we missing 11 cranes? Where the hell are we missing 11 cranes? I'm confused. Anyway, we're moving on. Again, we could be here all day. Again, I might try to complete this on my own time. Oh no, there's some less nonsense up in here. But it's like some classmates would just be like, "Ohio gozaimasu," and I'm just like, I think this is driving me up the wall, ever so slightly. It's like, let's just say these Japanese words in the whitest way possible, and it was like, yeah, it kind of drove me up the wall ever so slightly. But again, I'm also just very uptight about pronunciation. Persona 5 drives me up the wall, and that one was bad to the point where even the voice cast was like, yeah, no, they told us to say it this way. It's not our job to know the pronunciations of all these words. It's like, Ryuji Sakamoto, it's like, that sounds so wrong. The way, like... See, but the thing is, like, the way, like, a Westerner, like, would interpret the name, I think would be, like, Sakamoto. Even that, I think, is putting the accent slightly in the wrong place. Yeah, numbers are just kind of etched into the mind a little bit. This one also has 169. But yeah, I try not to be like too overtly uptight about like pronunciations. But sometimes it'll slip out, like where it just slightly drives me mad and I need to say something. I get possessed by the grammar demons. Or the pronunciation demons, more specifically, usually. Shit, okay. Almost just ran off the ledge on my own volition. That would've been bad. Okay. I don't know what that's for. It's like there's ground underneath. Well, there's H. H-O-T-T-O-G-O, as the saying goes. Had to do one. I don't even really care for that song, hot take. It's fine, I don't think that's like one of my favorites from Chaperone. Like, it's just alright to me. It's very catchy, it's very like memorable. But yeah, I would pick multiple other songs as a favorite over Hot to Go. Guess that's the cat. I see a bubble underneath. Shoot. Oh no. Oh god. Oh, this is every, this is what I was afraid of. Shoot. Okay, we're good. We're fine. I just got a very funny DM. I'm not gonna read it out loud, but it's a very funny DM. What are you eyeing at? Oh no, this is stressful. I don't like this. Oh, we're back to double time. Okay. Oh, stressing. See, that just makes me want to say like one flipper roll. Which I'm pretty sure is a pretty deep cut. Oh, is Rhythm having a deep cut anymore? I don't even know. Hell yeah. I was gonna say, if that's the fourth A, I'm gonna be very mad. Still niche, yeah. I still need to finish Fever. I got frustrated because of like trying to do it on stream. Part of me wants to try it again on stream in a better headspace, but we'll see. Huh. I tried it a bit off stream. I got past Remix 3 at least. Or whichever one I was stuck on. I think I was Remix 3. What the hell just happened? I think I hit the side of the platform. I will say 100, like, just as a heads up, saying you walked past a crane does not entirely help from the perspective of there is stream delay. And so, like, just is very relative, so... It's like, I don't know if I want to try to go back for it, too. It's like a lot of times... Also, they're green. They kind of blend in with, like, the green crystals, the green of, like, plants. I feel like it's not that important. The way I kind of see it is... It's a DKC thing. The letters are actually what matters. No, it's an inverse DKC, actually. Where the letters are important, and everything else kind of isn't. It's just kind of for completion. Here on pack dots. Yeah, it goes back to what Freeze was talking about earlier about just games like this just require like 100% a lot of times, and it's a little much. Again, I'll do the Deathless stuff, I'll do the remaining cranes, I'll just do that on my own time. Not that I'm not having fun, it's just for the sake of stream. I don't want to play the same 3 levels over and over and over again. Into perpetuity. No. This was safe to stand on. I was mistaken. Remember playing the demo for this for Sage? Huh. This makes sense that it'd be in Sage. I think I was going to say it, but before the ad break, and then I got distracted. But this is kind of giving, like, Freedom Planet energy in a way that kind of scratches an itch. Like, this feels like a game that would be fun to go fast in, and, like, I'm sure speedruns are great for this game. Like, 100% speedruns would be very fun to watch. Aha, I see it already. How the hell do we get to it? Where the hell is this, actually? There it is. It's a little loose, if I had to give any criticism. It's not too bad, but just, yeah, a little loose. But again, there's a control option for, like, to turn off the smooth turning. That might actually help in some ways. Smooth turning is on by default, so I kind of just decided to leave it. I don't think I missed a crane, actually. No, wait, I did. Definitely. I thought we were at 167. Okay, this kind of sucks. Not gonna lie. By the way, just to point it out. You can turn on a drop shadow. Which actually, given my garbage depth perception, might not be a bad idea. Yeah, kind of the Mario 64 turn radius. Which, again, that's the default, so I just kind of wanted to leave it that way, because that felt like the developer intended way to play. But, again, it can kind of throw me off a little bit. Now, I don't know if I actually... Yeah, I missed 3. We've got the letters. Yeah, I wish more games did this, or had it as an option, because obviously immersive drop shadows are kind of nice, but practical drop shadows are also nice. What the hell do they want me to do here? Never mind, that was really easy. This is a pattern a lot, where I'll just be like, what are they asking of me? And then it's like, oh wait, that was really quick. Like, no problem whatsoever. Oh, we can read the files. Oh. Finally made it to the recon unit. The days of endless drills are finally over. Well, kinda, I guess. We want to celebrate with you guys, but it still might take a few weeks until I'm allowed to go home for a while. That just gives you enough time to prepare yourselves for the biggest cake ever. Oh, I'll also bring someone along I met during training. We finished our training at the same time. Actually, it seems she wants to get a special ops later down the line. She's pretty rad. Also, she has the sweetest accent. European, I think, maybe. I never really asked. And I guess that's it. Can't wait to see everyone again. Oh, and Dad, don't worry, I'll be fine, really. Mom, please tell Dad that I'll be fine. So I had to blink for me. Alright. You're all screwed. 200 years. It's been 200 years since we were all cursed by the moonfall, and for 200 years our dear global government sat on their collective butts doing nothing as always. Well, guess what, dear world leaders? Our time is almost run out. Starting today, we have exactly 1 year, as in 365 days, to still somehow fix everything and to not lose what's left of our humanity. Instead of actually pouring all of our collective resources into the hacks at NeoFlux, maybe you should have worked on actual solutions. Whatever, I'm done. I'm done with words, I'm done with everything. Try to enjoy the next year as much as you can, everyone. I'll be your last. And this is to our leaders, screw you. Well, damn. Professor, I write this with the utmost respect for you and your team's work, but after reading your research notes, I have numerous doubts about the viability of your project. And I'm not even talking about the sheer number of safety concerns. I'm aware that our time is running out quickly, but trying to save our future using the not only drastic but highly untested methods you propose is very concerning. Of course, you have the full support of my team as always, but I implore you to rethink your approach to Lunistice. There has to be another way. Hey guys, so there's been more news. It seems like Vary and I have been selected for Project Lunistice for some reason. I guess we managed to impress some of the higher-ups or something, but that also means I'll probably not come home for a while. Sorry. And I know that times are rough right now, and all of that, but I really want to believe in this project. It's pretty much our only hope, I guess. Whatever. I'll be fine as always, and when we kick the moon's butt, I'll come home for good. Promise. Please take care, everyone, and stay safe. Interesting. Hi, the one guy. Welcome on in. Sorry, well, okay. This is giving Frogger PS1. I don't know how to feel about that statement. I'm just gonna leave the drop shadow on, because some of the platforming is tripping me up pretty bad, so... I think I will take advantage of the accessibility option if provided. I wonder if that's been added to Sonic Unleashed 3 comp yet. A drop shadow option. Because god, the Werehog needs a drop shadow. Some of that platforming is garbage. And I like Sonic Unleashed. I defend Sonic Unleashed more than most, I would say. And even I'm like, there's a lot in Sonic Unleashed I'm not partial to. Sonic Unleashed is in that boat that I hear about sometimes. Of like, this is like an amazing 7 out of 10, like a high tier 7 out of 10 game, which in some ways I actually like, believe it or not. I actually like when games, I like when games have nuance to them. We are only a minute in, I'm gonna restart. Oops, did not mean to restart from checkpoint. But yeah, I like when games are complicated to some degree. I mean, I was gonna save this talk for Pikmin 2 because it's very relevant to Pikmin 2, but something I've been seeing a lot as a term is friction in games, and I find the concept very fascinating of friction. And like how much resistance the game gives you, basically. And like some games have too much friction to the point where they're just very frustrating and just kind of slow you down a lot. Other games don't have enough friction, I think, to the point where they're just kind of too breezy and don't really put up enough of a fight to be interesting. But it is an interesting concept, I think, and again, Pikmin 2 will be a great place to talk about that, because that is a game with a ridiculous amount of friction at times. That game wants the player dead at all times towards the end game. It's like, I love Pikmin 2. Pikmin 2 is one of those games where it's like, I love this game. Do not play it, because the game will, like, be very frustrating. Huh. You have Sonic Boom to thank for your appreciation of the Werehog? Oh. I mean, that's something, I guess. What is this for? Is that to grow the vine or something? I probably waited too long. It's probably gonna give out before I get to the top and I'll die. But it's fine. I see that over there, I'm like... What's that for? Because it doesn't look like we could easily reach it and survive. And yeah, Sonic Unleashed... What are you doing, game? Readability is, I think, my biggest complaint about the game so far. It's not even because of, like, the filtering on everything. It's just some things are really hard to tell what you're supposed to do with them. Like, this is very much a leap of faith, and I'm not really crazy about that, so, Oh, shoot. Yeah, this looks like optional. Yep, that is the H. And there are a lot of cranes here. But again, the consolation to a lot of this, the consolation tango, you could say, to a lot of this, that's a stretch. But the consolation to this is, because you don't have to get cranes and no retries in the same run, you can split them up. So we can easily just kind of do one and then go back for the other. And again, the letters also seem independent of each other, so you can very easily break up 100%. Again, that is one thing I actually really appreciate about this, is being able to split up the 100% requirements. A good example of this is there's a weird deep cut. Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions, where that game has like different S rank requirements, basically. Damn. We're gonna take an L on that. But like, you know, clear time, enemies defeated, etc. You can do them separately from each other. And like, for the platinum, that's very helpful, not having to do everything in one run. It's stuck in licensing hell because of Activision. I really wish Shattered Dimensions could get like a remaster or something. I really enjoyed that game. I also never played Edge of Time. I heard it wasn't as good though. Alright, okay, that's... I almost ran right past that. That would have been tragic. Shoot, we missed the A. God damn it. Where the hell would it even be? Because I thought we combed this pretty thoroughly. But apparently not thoroughly enough. Yeah, Edge of Time, it was more story-driven for one thing. And also just very linear. Like, just being inside a building the whole time. It's kind of boring. Wow, we missed like 40 cranes. What the hell? I say we as if this is a group effort, but I'm just... I missed this many. Nope, going back. Nope. Not doing this level until we get everything first. I'm starting to second guess this being a one-stream game. This might bleed into a second stream, unfortunately. If I had $1 for every time this happened, I would have, well, I'd have $3. Kitsune Tales also I thought would be like a 2-stream game, and it ended up being like 3 full streams. Crash inflation numbers. Yeah, I hear the box counts in It's About Time are like disgusting. Like there's stages with like 700 boxes or something. The temptation to be like, to learn more, Google crash inflation, but I don't want anyone to actually follow that advice. This is a joke for legal purposes. Alright. Where the hell did we miss the A? Me about to make an easy A reference even though I've never even seen that movie. Let's have a stone, I think. Oh my god, is this actually what they want me to do here? I don't know how to reach that, it's the only problem. But that is there to the point where I feel like, is this significant? You believe so? Yeah, I've never seen it. For some reason, I was gonna make a joke about like Juno, and it's like, wait, that is not the same movie as ECA. There's all that stuff over there. That's probably where the A is over there. It's like, how the hell do I get this? Shoot. Oh. I'm so confused by what they want me to do, actually. It's like, do they want me to hit that somehow? Like, build up enough speed and run out and jump and get... Oh, shoot, there's stuff under, but I think that's actually the, No, wait, I'm overthinking. That's... No, wait, that's not the grind rail path. That's later. I'm so confused. Yeah, it's like I was gonna make a joke about Juno and like Sabrina Carpenter, and it's like, that is not the right movie at all. What the hell? Can you tell I don't really watch movies very often? Oh, hi. I'm assuming that A is gonna be on the path that ends up having the remaining like 40 cranes we're missing. Yeah, the last movie I would have seen would be Everything Everywhere All at Once, if you don't count rewatching like the original Iron Man, because I was like mildly curious about the MCU for some reason. I don't know, actually. I don't know why I suddenly had interest in the MCU. Can't tell ya. Oh, shoot. Well, at least I figured out where all this stuff is hidden. Died in the process, which I could do without, but it's fine. I don't think I did this path last time, at least. Yeah, that's a lot of cranes. This is probably most of the ones I'm missing. Yeah, this is the chaotic stream commentary you sign up for the Yuna Fox stream. I hope it's entertaining at least. Yeah, no, that's a lot of cranes. Very, very fun. Aw, thank you. You're also very biased, I'm going to be blunt. I'm teasing, for the record. Where are we at now? We're getting up there. Something I think about a lot, not to get into like real talk a little bit, but something I think about a lot is like how to grow a Twitch channel, and that is a question I do not have an answer to. Because to be honest, you know, when I stream, it's mostly just friends hanging out, and I appreciate that still, but it's kind of a case of like, I feel like I never have been able to like grow an audience past that, and I kind of wonder about that sometimes, like how would I actually grow an audience? I'm missing 2 cranes. I don't remember if they're up here or not. If they are not up here, I will be slightly sad. Never mind, they're up here, we're fine. We actually got all the cranes for the first time in a bit. Did not do a deathless though, but that's fine. Yeah, sometimes I overthink streaming to the point where it's like, I try to tell myself I'm not doing this for like a major thing. I'm just doing this as like a for fun hobby thing, and also to force me to actually play the games I own. Let's be real. But on the other hand, there's a part of me that's like, I wonder how big I can make this channel. Like, I wonder how far I can actually get with this. And I know that's not a good attitude to have. It's better to treat it as a hobby and then roll with that, and not try to have, you know, big dreams of like making it, being the next like, I don't feel like saying a name, because it's like, knowing my luck, if I name a major streamer as an example of someone who made it, they'll probably get like in trouble in like a week. And how like streaming culture feels like it's been lately. That's a whole discussion that I'm not entirely sure how to discuss on stream, or if I even should. I don't like this. Never mind, this is very clearly the optional path. We're fine. There's 516 cranes in here, by the way. Again, this actually might not be the optional path. This might be the way forward. Oops. If this continues to look like the way forward, we might double back. Or like restart the stage, because we're not that far in. There's a lot of cranes just floating along the side of this area, which is interesting. There's also a bunch above, too. Just using it as an excuse to play a backlog, yeah. Like, I enjoy streaming, genuinely. I find it fun to just kind of... Oh, no. Oops. Well, I guess we can get an answer to this. I'm just gonna go over here. I'm curious. Wait, which way? That's this... Are there 3 pathways here? Yeah, no, there are 3 pathways here. So it's like, which is the correct one? Quote unquote. This is gonna be hell. This is gonna be hell to complete. Like, I can't tell what the way forward is. At all. And with 500 cranes, this is like a look up a video kind of stage for me. Because this seems like a lot to try to math out myself. I do want to actually play more games, like, casually, I guess. Not try to, like, get too hung up on the details. Okay, this is going to a checkpoint, so it's like, what is the way forward? I'm so lost. Like, this is neat, but I'm also just like, I think I missed a lot of collectibles. I guess if we find a letter, we'll get our answer. Is that a letter up there? I think it might be, actually. Unless this is a situation where we have to do all 3 paths to try to open up, like, the main path to the exit. That is a possibility. Ah, it is. Gotta break all the thingies. Okay, so I feel better. We don't have as many lockouts as I was afraid of. We haven't found a single letter though, which has got me a little bit worried. Aha. So yeah, we're opening up all these bubbles, presumably to get up, to move upwards. This is the path I took, I think. No, shoot, I still need to complete this path. Oops. Yeah, I kinda just want to stream for fun, and I try to tell myself that, but then my brain is like, but okay, but what if? It's like, no, you're getting ahead of yourself, girl. Like, calm yourself. Slow your roll a bit. But that's kind of a problem I have in general, is I tell myself, hey, I need to be patient with this, proceeds to not be patient with it, and then just rush into things. I mean, there's been a recent thing where I just was like, I need to take my time, and then just kind of impulsively made a choice. And it, well, at least so far it seems like the right choice. But it is a case of like, I need to be patient. I need to not, you know, make a rash, you know, snap judgment. Immediately, like, can't resist and ends up making a snap judgment anyway. Doing something with friends might help, yeah. That just takes asking people to do things, which is a separate hurdle for me. Well, there's the H, so that's good. We are on target. No, that's the N. Oh no. Who's out there snapping their judgment? I don't know how to feel about that sentence. Given the stuff I've been saying lately, I have no room to judge though. I might check the other path real quick, just to make sure. You don't know what that means? Yeah, I don't know what that means either. Shoot, there was a crane up there. Yeah, there's like one above here, this like arch. There's no first person mode, as far as I know. Yeah, I'm very worried that I missed the H and N somewhere, so I'm gonna actually check again. You don't know what that means? Yeah, that's fair. Again, I'm just out here saying things. You also enjoy just saying things? Hell yeah, we can enjoy saying things together. My eyes are watering real bad. I have not been sleeping enough lately. I'm gonna be real, that's probably part of the reason I feel not great. Is I have been going to bed increasingly late at night, because I have a problem. Ah, okay. We're good. We're alive. We are Gucci, as they say. A problem? What was I just talking about? I forget where I was going with that. Okay, so it's going counterclockwise. So the A has to be in the center path. Well, that makes things easier at least. Yeah, I just need to go to bed early. So I'm glad sleeping late. Yeah, I keep going to bed really late. Because I get chatting. And I get, like, listening to music, watching videos. You know, playing Pikmin 2 until 6 AM. Because I was like, I need to actually remember how to play Pikmin 2. I'm at the submerged castle. I'm going to bed. True story. I was at the submerged castle, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna stop here. I'm gonna save them for tomorrow. That's a future Yuna problem. On stream it'll be interesting, because Pikmin 2 is like not an easy game. One thing I learned, I was watching someone play Pikmin 2 on Switch last night. I didn't know that the Wii version, which the Switch version is based on, got rid of the ability to skip certain cutscenes. That's really weird. I've only played the Wii version of 2 once, so I never would have known. I never noticed it, because I've only done one playthrough of that version ever. Oh good, that keeps your momentum, so you can actually make that even if you screw it up like I did. That's very courteous of the game. We love it when games are a little bit forgiving about physics. You? Also, if the person who I end up staying up really late to talk to every night it happens to be present, you don't have to apologize for anything. I've been having a great time. I'm just going to say that preemptively. Can't believe I made that work. That was so scuffed. God damn it, what's the way forward? I kind of feel like this is the optional path. I don't know why. This is just screaming optional path to me. I might have to do this loop again. God damn it. I'm gonna just fall. I keep making the wrong call on what the progression path is. Wow, I totally missed that crane. It's actually a good thing I died there. Some of these are actually really well hidden. 100% is gonna be kind of annoying, but I might go for it. But again, there's like 2 other characters to play. You got through your first day of work with barely any sleep. Yeah, I wonder why you barely got any sleep last night. So now that that's done, I assume we can use the bubble now. The leaves are just 2D plain. It's cute, actually. I love, like, how effects are achieved in games. We still have like 50 cranes to go. I'm a little bit worried. Yeah, this is very, like, I can see why this would be at a Sage. Sage is coming up soon, probably, I assume. I thought about maybe trying to cover Sage eventually, but shrug. I don't think this year. I have a lot on my mind for projects in July. God damn it. You're keeping busy. Ah, I'm glad you're keeping busy. I'm kind of in focus mode because I don't want to have to do this too many times. I say as I almost immediately botch it. Oh, in the top left they actually showed the little, like, things we freed. Totally missed that. You know what game I really want to play is Haste. I don't know much about it, but from what I gather it's like a physics-based 3D platformer where you actually can't even jump. So what you actually do is just basically go off ramps to try to gain momentum. It looks really cool. So I've been kind of keeping an eye on that game because that looks up my alley. I actually haven't played Spark the Electric Jester either. Believe it or not. You're having a hard time falling asleep anyway? Aw, I hope it wasn't for any bad reasons. Yeah, I was having a lot of anxiety last night, unfortunately, so I definitely got to bed late because I was just like, well, I'm kind of freaked out. I'm just gonna play Pikmin, I guess. Also, very good timing, the ad's about to start. Can I... This is it, we played with fire and burned everything. We might have stopped the moonfall, but only by smashing everything to pieces. All it took was a small glitch in a rushed system. Most of my loved ones, most of my team is gone. Alive, yes, but... I can't lose hope. Communications are completely cut off from everyone, but we should have a local backup of the central archives. Maybe I can find something in there that'll help us out. We have to find a way to fix this. Alright, so I'll tackle World 6 shortly, and I'll take a break in the meantime. I have returned as the ad break is finishing up. Just to clarify, this is Kai singing from Guilty Gear Xrd. I meant to click on Marionette, which was Elfheld's theme. So, oops, wrong song. I mean, you can't really go wrong with Xrd's soundtrack though, either way, so I'm not like too broken up about it, but still, that was not the song I was meaning to play. Alrighty, we have 2 more worlds to go, so we'll see how this goes. I'm expecting these to have like 700 cranes or something ridiculous. 170, that is a lot less, but there was a 7 in it. But yeah, I've actually decided the thing I was talking about last time with Fox Girls Favorites of I'm going to include DLC as, part of the main game, so that actually frees up 2 more slots. I'm trying to figure out what to do. At the end, I might toss in some I skipped over again. Like Island Recomp is tempting. For example... Again, I talked about doing Yoshi's Island during Kitsune Tales, and then I forgot. It's like, that would have gone before Superstar Saga. So oops. Huh. Wait, there's the letter. Yeah, this is just for the letter, I think. It's also scary to do with 1 hit point. Never mind, we have 2 hit points. Never mind, we're at one hit point again. I need to learn to stop talking sometimes. I feel like that's a good lesson for me in general, is to stop talking. Sometimes. Maybe this is the way forward. Yeah, no, this is the way forward, god damn it. Again, normally I'm pretty good at judging this, but I've been kind of miscalculating a lot in this game. I also missed the crane, so it's for the best. I don't know what the hell has happened. Oh shit. Well, that's a problem. Alright, redo. Try this again. Hopefully not miss anything too critical. There's an art to knowing when to say things. Yeah, can you help me with that art? Because I sure as hell don't have it. Sometimes I do worry about that though, like if I lack tact sometimes. Maybe not, you don't even know if you have it. Yeah, that's fair. From what I've experienced, it definitely seems apparent that we both may have this problem. Nope, that's Pit. Okay. There have been multiple conversations where it feels like there have been things said, and it's like, wait, why did we say that? Like, I feel like we've both done that a fair amount. Much of which involving one Nietzsche Yogtarak from Idol. Okay, we're fine. Slight panic, but we're fine. There we go, there's the H. Okay, so this is where we were. Okay, guess we just keep moving. Again, the cranes are like, whatever. If I get them all, cool. If I don't, shrug. I don't care that strongly at this point. Again, I'll do them on my own time. But, if I can... I would like to get all the letters. I also don't know if I'm doing this in an hour at the rate we're going, because we're kind of going slow through this game. It's kind of bogged down a little bit, which isn't a problem. It's, you know, gradual difficulty increasing. Okay, we're good. We're fine. Mild stress, but we're okay. We made it. Alright, need to like recompose myself for a moment. Wait, we got the A? I don't remember getting the A at all. Like, not even kidding. I don't remember getting it. So that's awkward. Hey, I did a good job at that, even though I don't... Shit. I shouldn't have opened my mouth. I just ran off the ledge. That's the embarrassing part a lot, where... Yeah, okay, I spun to kill the enemy, and then fell off the ledge. Because I had the camera at a slight angle, and it just was enough to make Hana go in the like, basically not go the way I wanted. She kind of veered instead of going straight, which, I mean, to be fair, it's just like me for real, for real. Imagine if there's like an achievement for breaking every crystal. I'm pretty sure there might be, actually, on the Steam list. I wouldn't be surprised, at least. That seems like something a game like this would do. Uh-huh. Well, guessing this is the optional path, because it looks shorter. Yeah, remember to actually walk. Maybe that wouldn't help. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, we're fine. We're all good. Alright, cool. My instincts were actually proven correct for once. Well, only one way forward. Neat. I'm also kind of surprised there's like only the core moveset. It's very interesting that there's no like unlockable moves throughout. But like we have the same moveset for the whole game. That's not a bad thing, it's just kind of interesting to have like a platformer sort of built off a simple gameplay premise. Feels like a lot of platformers these days kind of overcomplicate a little bit. That's not necessarily like a hard criticism, but just like sometimes like a really simple control setting, like control setup, and that you just use really well can be really refreshing actually. Like, yeah, simplicity has its appeal too. Cool. I think we're missing cranes. I think I only see 8 here. Never mind, we're good. Neat. So yeah, the letters are what unlock the little glitchy blocks, to my knowledge. Not gonna lie, this is easier than the previous world, somehow. Feels kind of weird in a way. It still took 5 minutes, to be fair, but still. Peak Wanderlust. Just like... Why was I about to say just like me for real? What does that even mean? 174. Okay. But yeah, I've also kind of thought about maybe trying to cover the Sonic hacking contest someday. Again, no ETA on when I'd actually start doing that. Problem is I have so many friends who cover it that I'd almost rather just have like point attention to them than do it myself. Well, we have a clear sign of progression versus otherwise this time. I don't like how tiny these blocks are, to be honest. The music's actually really nice. I don't feel like any of the songs like stand out too much, but they're just very pleasant. And that's like not a bad thing. Ambient is still very good in my opinion. It's just a different style. Shoot. It's just a different style of doing things. I'm gonna be obsessive compulsive a little bit. I'm gonna try to get all the cranes if I can. Since I'm probably going to die out. Since I'm probably gonna die anyway at some later point, I might as well at least try to get all the cranes in one run and save myself that headache. Huh, okay. There's a lot of like parsing the environment in this game, and a slight complaint I actually have on that note is, oh, well, that didn't take us where I thought it would anyway, so, oops, overthinking. But I see all that stuff over there, what is that? Unless the stage goes that far around. But I almost wish the camera was less restricted, because like you can only move the camera this far up and then this far down. I almost wish there was like a free look, because this is such an exploration-based platformer. I almost feel like not being able to look around very far makes it harder than it should be to see what's actually intended to be the progression path. So yeah, now I have the executive dysfunction issue of, for my favorite series, what, like 3 games do I add? Because I already took one out. I might toss Battlefront back in. I kind of forgot to explain why, but to go into that a little bit, basically with Star Wars Battlefront, on, like, Xbox, which is like the original, the field of view is really small. Like, you know, it's not really meant for widescreen, I feel. And it actually gives me a headache, like straight up. We're yet again at an impasse of what do the... I see a bubble trail, actually. I think this is the optional path, but I guess we might screw this up otherwise, but... Shrug, we'll see. Or I'll just totally botch it, that works too. Also, it's only 30 FPS, because the Xbox back compatibility doesn't, you know, push past FPS caps usually. There was like a special like boost mode for certain 360 games that actually do bump them up to 60 FPS, though with some consequences occasionally. Sonic Unleashed is actually one where the camera will occasionally glitch out a bit. Like, it's not too bad, but the camera will occasionally just freak out ever so slightly. Like, during the tower descent in Rooftop Run, sometimes the camera will kind of get stuck on the clock tower and kind of snap weirdly in a way that the 360 version doesn't, and that's just a case of making it 30 FPS, or 30 FPS to 60 FPS. To my understanding, there are occasional issues similar to that in the recomp even. Like a couple of the weird camera quirks are still present if running the recomp at higher FPS. But like Generations has a really bad issue on Xbox Series X and Xbox, well yeah, Series X, because I don't think the original Xbox can do boost mode. It has an issue where there's a set piece in Chemical Plant where you have like this pulley that you swing on. It doesn't have hit detection in the 60 FPS mode. It only has hit detection in the 30 FPS mode. So you literally can't get like one of the red ring paths. Why do I feel like I made a huge mistake here? I have an idea. Because I think I saw 2, and I'm like, I wonder where that goes. Like, there's one slightly to the side, and I'm like, I wonder if that leads somewhere different. This one. Ah, almost. Sometimes I make really fascinating sounds. I also worry about, like, well, when I listen back to myself, I hear a lot of popping, which is partly just because I have allergies, and so I have a lot of, like, spit, like saliva, for example. Not to get too graphic, of course, but because of that, I sometimes worry about, like, my voice, like, popping a bit, even with a pop filter. I feel like it's so, like, little clicky sounds come through occasionally. And I worry about that a little bit for, like, the pleasantness of listening to my streams. My hunch was correct. Hell yeah. But I've also been told I have an alright voice, so I'm probably just worrying too much. My main thing is I don't feel like I feel like my voice comes off more androgynous than Pem. And again, that might just be me overthinking, but that's kind of how I interpret my voice, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but I could try to pitch my voice more. Like, it's a resonance issue, I don't really care, I don't put much thought into resonance. Like, if I tried to care more about resonance and tried to talk up here a little bit more, it might sound a little bit more femme, but I don't know how sustainable this is, or if I'll just kind of wear out my voice doing this. And also, like, inflections of, like, you know, pitching words up at the end instead of, like, pitching them down can help. So yeah. Oh shoot. Oh, okay. So yeah, I have no clue how that sounded. Your voice is nice either way. Aw, thank you. Aw, thanks. Again, that's probably just me overthinking, to be real. Like, I don't know if my voice fits me, and I also will just randomly be like, when I'm, like, perishing in a game. Which happens a lot more in, like, game clearing. Like, I definitely panic a lot more in game clearing, because I don't know these games. I say, as Pikmin 2 will definitely make me panic quite a bit, but again, that's a problem for next week, potentially, unless I'm also feeling not good next week, and need more time. Personally, I feel like, in general, I'm very forgiving of Pikmin 2's sins. So I'm curious to see how the playthrough goes, if the game tries to change, like, prove me wrong. Got a D rank. Yeah, that's a lot of deaths, actually. Wait, that was the whole world. I kind of lost track a little bit. Oh, this is a 3-level world. Oh, well that's interesting. Moon Infinity. Make up. 294. So yeah, we're trying to fight the moon, basically, is the... I didn't read the dialogue, or the log for the previous, section. Oops. Wow, I'm just gonna do this. I don't wanna keep going with that run. If it's gonna be that scuffed, I'm just gonna start over. I'm gonna have to start over here anyway. I'm glad everyone finds my voice cute, because I do feel like I really should be putting in more work than I actually am. Sometimes. Like, I do barely any voice training, even though I know I probably should. I've actually kind of learned some things about my voice recently. See, my only problem is I don't have the power of someone like Claire, so I can't pull off quite as well. I've actually been kind of trying in some cases to be a little bit more like... teasing with my voice. And it's actually been very, like, affirming in a way. Shoot. Oh no. Oh god. Nope. Do not want the checkpoint, because I missed the crane. That's a long fall. Yeah, sometimes I can go into a bit more of this kind of pitch. And this apparently is very effective from what I've heard. At least from what I've heard talking to friends. I don't know if I'm doing it quite right now, but something along these lines. I don't even know what I'd say that would be particularly, like, fun to say in this particular, like, lower tone, but... almost like a lower tone might suit me. But the only problem is I want to get better at singing, and that's been a weird, like, unofficial goal of mine. All of a sudden, it's like, I kinda want to try singing. I do not know how that would go. Alright, so far so good. Oh no, we have disappearing platforms now. Well, those reappear very quickly, so it's not that bad, I guess. It is scary, though. Shit. Bummer. Thank you. I figured I could take a sip since I was following with style anyway. So, what the hell? I didn't even make the easy part of this. I think I got so distracted talking about the pronunciation idea of Okami that I completely forgot to actually explain why I was talking about it. Which was because the little green ball that follows you around kind of reminds me of Isin a bit. I recently, because it was really cheap, I actually did pick up Okami HD. Like, I made such a fuss about pronouncing it, and I just say Okami anyway. But, like, Okami's a weird game for me, because I think it got oversold for me. Like, I enjoyed my time with it, but I didn't, like... I wasn't over the moon about the game, in a way. So, like... I kinda wanna give it another chance not on Wii. Preferably closer to when HD is, or like Okami 2 is out. So, hey, expect an Okami playthrough in like 2028, is what I'm saying. Is that me being cynical? Potentially. However, I do not think we're getting this game anytime soon. With everything Kamiya said about this game, it's gonna be a while. We haven't seen a single gosh darn letter, and that's got me a little nervous. Oh, this looks terrifying. Never mind, that was really easy. Yeah, I'm actually kind of worried, because again, I feel like we should have gotten a letter by now. Wow, okay, I botched the easy part. Also, we're right before a checkpoint, so we have to do everything over again. Cool. I mean, this is the final world, so it should be difficult, but... I'm getting mildly nervous that I missed collectibles already. So we're like... well past halfway through the letters, or through the cranes, to the point that... that makes me think we missed a letter by now. At least one. We'll probably get a letter and it'll be like... A, the second A or the N. Or maybe there just aren't letters in this final world. Maybe it's that simple, and I'm just overthinking. Yeah, I definitely need to put a little bit more thought into my voice sometimes, I feel. Like, maybe I should toy around with like a voice like this a little bit more. Because this feels very comfortable talking a little bit lower, but also still trying to be cognizant of my resonance a bit. It's also hard maintaining resonance when, like, you have asthma, to be blunt. So, like, you know, trying to keep talking, like, more in your head than in, like, lower is not the easiest thing in the world, because, like, I have trouble breathing. So, that is also a hurdle. Also why I kinda just don't put much thought into voice training sometimes. Yeah, I could definitely do things to like, you know, spice up my voice a little bit more, but, who knows. People seem to like my voice, and that's very much a compliment. I'm legitimately wondering if there's just no letters in the final world. Cause like, I feel like we should have found some by now. We found none. So yeah, this is basically like some big experiment to stop some threat of the moon, and it goes awry, so we're kind of stuck in a time loop. It's at least my understanding of the story, based on the logs, but I also forgot to read a couple. Oops. So yeah, either there just aren't any letters, or I screwed up really bad. Act 2, well, this is interesting. There are no cranes here. Interesting. Pure platforming. Oh no, I'm scared. I need to lock in. That's a very cute emote, by the way. One Aiden posted in chat. I need a blankie or a comfy emote. I think would be really fun. Again, I have so many emote ideas. And not enough time, or not enough like money, frankly, to commission everything. That'd be fun, yeah, a little cozy fop would be nice. Looks like there's stuff underneath here, and I'm curious, but I'm also not that curious. So yeah, this is like a culmination of everything we've seen up to this point. I love it when games do this. I do not love tight platforming though, in some cases, but again, that seems reasonable, especially with the drop shadow option. You love a callback? Yep. We lived. Hello. Ah, shucks. I'm scared. Yeah? Okay, that wasn't that bad. I'm gonna eat my words, but that wasn't too bad. Ow. Shoot, shoot. Oh no. Why they do that? Why do you think that was a good idea? The way I said shoot, shoot in a row, one made me think of Kiss Kiss Fall in Love of all things. I do not know why, but also it's like, why did I go for that reference when she, like, Space Channel 5 is right there? Alright, so yeah, we're basically trying to get to the moon. It kind of feels like we're going backwards to the level tropes. Because we had the geysers, and then we had, like, the beat blocks, now we have, like, the amusement park stuff. You for one enjoy a Sakura kiss moment? Hell yeah, but you're so based for that. Shoot. Oran is such a weird anime for me, because it's like, it definitely completely effed up my view of gender when I was, like, a teenager. And I kind of realized in hindsight that what I was feeling might have been some form of gender envy for Haruhi Fujioka, which is really weird, because, like, Haruhi is more, like, transmask coded, or non-binary coded, and so me getting gender envy from that character is, like, that's really interesting, actually, and I feel like Haruhi was a character who just did kind of shake up gender views in both directions, oddly enough. Kind of a Sailor Uranus moment. But it's also weird because, like, in Oran, like, Tamaki straight up calls Haruhi's dad the T-slur, which is, like, very awkward. Yeah, she just wanted to express herself, which, again, she was still very decidedly femme. In term, or, like, you know, she, her, but she just liked presenting more, like, whatever the hell she felt like from day to day. Some episodes she's dressed really mask, other days she's dressed really femme, and it's like, hell yeah. We love a non-conforming queen. Yeah, it is really weird, like, you know, Tamaki saying the T-slur, in a couple instances. Like, that kind of is, like, the weirdness of it, but again... Oh, hello. Now what? I'm slightly afraid. Interesting. Oh, look, we're near Automata now. Yeah, it's a product of its time, for sure. I'm just wondering if this will end the stage. It does, damn it. Congratulations, you beat the game. Now play it again, but with a bunch of different characters. What is Infinity? Okay, there are two things I'm curious. It looked like the level went past that, so I'm curious about that. Yeah, there's no letters in this. Interesting. There's Infinity X too. I also didn't... I didn't mean to do that. So yeah, you can choose characters. Tori from Tori 3D, and you have Toki. Can't jump well, can flap wings 3 times, very quick attack, kinda got lost while exploring. And then no attack, dies in 1 hit, runs very fast, cute burb. So yeah, if you really want 100% the game, you'd have to do it again with the other characters, probably. I'm not going to be that picky about it. I think I sort of understand how the general system works now. I still lack a deeper understanding of everything that goes into Lunistice, but I may be able to start with selecting a handful of test cases and just observe them for now. It seems like the afflicted are kept in some sort of accelerated REM cycle by the program where they fed parts of the original training data over and over again. Thinking about it, that would explain how they were so effective against the moonfall during, well, everything. I must find a way to break them out of this feedback loop safely. The experiments will start tomorrow morning. I'm recording and transcribing this all for all global NFI branches in case communications get restored. I think I found a way to fix this, all of this. I must advise beforehand, the procedure must not be performed on afflicted where entity B is active. It seems like a small handful of patients while being stuck in the feedback loop of Lunistice were able to withstand the influence of the entity. For these special patients, it is of the utmost importance to get them into a lucid state by making them remember parts of their past, and most importantly, themselves. As such, the original training data that gets executed in perpetuity can be edited in small ways, opening backdoors to specific fragments of data reminding patients who they are. As soon as they reach this state, they should be able to free themselves from Lunistice. I will prepare the details of the procedure in a separate document. I'm aware that it might be a bit too early to celebrate, as all of my patients are still comatose, but one of our cases, Hana, has been showing tremendous progress in just a few cycles. I think she might just need another push. Please remember, Hana. Remember who you once were. So, like, it kind of felt like that stage would keep going. So I'm almost nosy about that. But we also have this, like, X stage. I want to see what this is. System override. Okay, this kind of just picks up where we were. Again, this is giving Nier Automata, to be honest. Again, hard to explain why this is giving Nier Automata without, like, spoiling major details of Nier Automata. Ooh, our stats are completely freaking out. Hello. I mean, this is cool. I was like, was I supposed to jump there? And it looks like the answer is yes. Alright. Neat. Looks like the letters are kind of freebies, at least. We don't have to, like, find them. They're required to actually progress, even. So yeah, on my own time, I might go back to this game and try to get the remaining, like, 100%. Again, maybe I'll try out the other characters quickly before we wrap up today. Oh, I don't like this. I am terrified. Never mind, that actually went very smoothly. That keeps happening where it's like, oh no, this is gonna be hard, and I get a first try. Alright, one more to go, presumably. But then what will happen after? Again, I'm flying through the stage. I don't know how to feel about this. Because I feel like this is like the hard stage. So me getting through it so easily is kind of weird, actually. I don't know, maybe that's just me being weird, like, in my thought process of like, wow, I'm not really having too much trouble with this, but this is also kind of like a bonus level. The levels that gave me the most trouble were the ones with a lot of branching pathways. The final world is very linear, so it doesn't feel as trippy as the early stuff, bizarrely enough. Like, it almost feels a little bit counterintuitive in some ways that I'm struggling with the hard stuff. Or the easy stuff a lot more. I should not have opened my mouth. Oh well. Oh, that wasn't even a checkpoint. Okay, cool. Maybe it was. Yeah, I think it was actually. I think this is the area where we died. So oops, one death on the final stage. Because I double jumped and spun too early. I didn't save the double jump. But yeah, you can basically spin into an enemy and then double jump. It's like, the movement's very good in this game. Alright, final push, looks like. Oh no, oh god, okay, so my hunch to just keep moving was actually correct. So yeah, we have to redo a lot of this, unfortunately, every time we die, which I'm not really a fan of, but... Again, this final level, there needs to be some challenge, but I guess it's kind of like the Mario Galaxy Perfect Run problem of like... proving you can do the easy part, quote-unquote, but still having to do that easy part every time you die. It can just get kind of tedious more than anything. It's not even that difficult. It's just like mildly frustrating having to replay sections. But I'm not liking the look of this. Yeah, so this is the rhythm. We have to alternate. I double jumped and then spun, so I didn't have another double jump to save myself. Anyway, this should be it. And that's GG. Wow. So I guess that implies that Hana gets out of the simulation. Hell yeah. That was fun. I had a good time with that. Fairly simple in a lot of ways. I'm not used to the screenshot sound being different. That legitimately threw me off a bit. So yeah, Toki and Tori are both guest characters, interestingly. I take a screenshot because I have a game playing with that in Blue Sky, so I'll include this. I was gonna say, there's like a Sonic influence in this, and then I see Argic in the special thanks. I'm like, yeah, that explains the Sonic influence. This was kind of aimed at like speedrunning communities. Someone call me Johnny. That is not a name I was expecting to see in the credits of this game, actually. That legitimately threw me off, not gonna lie. No, it didn't quite hit its goal of being a quick 30-day project that I'd make in my free time. I still enjoyed making it a lot, and I truly hope all of you had a good time with it as well. Development for the next game will hopefully not be as chaotic as this one. It probably will be, though. Aww. Damn, that's mood. Like, yeah, this will be a small side project. Immediately takes a ridiculous amount of time. Aww. Yeah, that was fun. I don't think this game is very expensive usually. It's on all platforms. So yeah, I would recommend playing it. I think this is a decent experience. One more screenshot for good measure. 2 hours, got 7 data files, 1 key. Let's try messing around here. Do we start over entirely? We do, okay. So this is Tori, as in the character from Tori 3D. Very fast. Also can attack. Which is interesting. Because you can't actually attack. It also doesn't look like we have letters to collect here, if I'm reading this correctly. I wouldn't be shocked if, like, because these are guest characters, like, would they have the same story as Hana, for example? So I'm almost under the impression that they might have different, like, ending levels. So that is something to consider for, like, completion's sake. I don't think I'll do that on screen, just because, again, these are, like, the hard mode characters, essentially. Case in point, you die in one hit. But interesting. I've never played Tori. Seems mildly intriguing, but I've never gone around to it. And then you have Toki. Quick attack. Kinda got lost. That's why they're in this game by Baubles. So they also have their unique collectibles, but again, I don't think they have... Yeah, only Hana has letters. So you have a quick attack, 2 hit points, so still a little bit squishier than Hana. And your jump is really shallow, but you have 3 flaps after. Interesting. So yeah, if you want actually 100% the game, you have to do everything like 3 times. Once for each character, which involves all S ranks. Again, I will definitely do that on my own time. I don't know if I want to go through it on stream. But again, we got the ending, so I'll count that as a clear at least, if it's not a complete, because a complete would imply doing everything you can. So yeah, all S ranks, and then all 3 characters. Yeah, now that I finally finished the game, I can just, on my own time, go through the rest of it. I don't really have closing thoughts for this game. It was just a very nice, pleasant time. A couple stages were very confusing, I'll fully admit, because of just having so many branching pathways, and it's, like, difficult because of the camera to, like, see what the correct order of everything is if you want to complete it. So that threw me off, but beyond that, it was pretty chill. Again, you know, other than S ranks needing no deaths, like, it's not that difficult or demanding, I don't think. Yeah, it wasn't particularly demanding of skills, I'd say. It was pretty breezy. Again, it only took like two and a half hours. So yeah, generally just a nice little chill game. I recommend it if you like this style of the platformer. Just overall a nice time. I guess these characters, because they don't have letters, they wouldn't also have the secret exits also. So yeah, definitely a nice little fun chill game, which is definitely what I needed today. So yeah, that takes care of that. Ow, I am stiff. I've been sitting here for a very long time. I'm just casually checking. Thank you. I actually just stretched, so that was very good timing. Now I need to have the fun task of figuring out how this app works to actually get the screenshot of the ending onto my phone so I can do my game clearing thread. So that's gonna be fun. Oh, you can just rewatch the credits. Nice. I might just actually hook up my capture card and do that. That'll be easier, probably. Is there actually no way to back out of the credits? That seems like a slight oversight, but again, you can speed them up at least. So yeah, again, just a nice little fun game. Had a very good time with that one, I'd say, on the whole. If I had any complaint, it probably would just be conveyance. You must acknowledge everyone. I already did acknowledge everyone. That was what the first viewing of the credits was for. Yeah, I don't know what to do now. Again, we're almost at 3 hours, so I'll probably just end here. I don't even know if, like, is there any good raid message candidates? Because I didn't really say anything that clever, I feel. But in the meantime, I might as well start doing the wrap-up. Hi. This is very last minute. Again, my original plan was to do Pikmin 2 today. Again, we'll probably try that next week. The one problem is I'm debating if I want to do something special in August, which I don't know if we'll finish Pikmin 2 by then. So I'm kind of like a little nervous about starting a big project too close. Thousand Year Door is definitely going to wait until after August, for sure. But like Pikmin 2 is a little bit more of a wild card, I think. So yeah, next week will probably be Pikmin 2 for Monday. Thursday I'll try to do a stream. I have no clue what I'll do. I might do another game clearing actually. I have no shortage of options for games that'll be good for one-offs. Again, still kind of, because they did just put out a patch for the Marvel vs. Capcom collection. I have not heard if it actually fixes the Switch 2 compatibility specifically. So if it does, we could always do like the Marvel collection, just get through a couple of those games for like quick rapid fire game clears. It almost feels like cheating in a way to do like fighting games, because they're so short. I say as X-Men Children of the Atom will completely destroy me if I play on anything other than like 1-star difficulty, probably. Because I'm not into like Capcom fighting games very much, so I'll definitely get beat up quite a bit by the AI in that. Hi, if you enjoy the stream, you can follow for notifications of when I go live in the future. I also have a YouTube channel and a VOD channel. The YouTube channel is for like episodic sort of let's play style edits of streams, and the VOD channel is for, you guessed it, VODs. I also have a Blue Sky. You can see me not tweet. I also refuse to say skeet, I'm gonna be real. You can see me post on Blue Sky. I usually just repost fan art or like give updates on streams. And I guess I can also drop. I have a Ko-fi, I have a throne. The throne is very bare bones, I'm gonna be totally honest. I barely have anything on there. Most of it's like streaming equipment that I don't really need, but it's like mildly helpful. And then just like 2 albums, because I don't know if I want to know the context of that, Eden. But yeah, I don't really have much on my throne. You can suggest things too. Someone suggested a fan because they mentioned my room was really hot last time. I actually didn't accept it though. But yeah, I don't, any additional support beyond just, watching is totally optional. No pressure to donate or anything if you are not able to. Someday I'll have more emotes for the sake of subscribing, but that day is not today. Maybe I should set these commands on a timer so they'll like auto go off at specific intervals if enough people are chatting, so I don't have to keep remembering to post them myself at the end. I just don't want to clutter chat with Nightbot links. That's a project for me off stream to hash out. Timers are helpful, yeah. Yeah, I think that's basically my in-the-stream outro stuff. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. This was a nice little fun, small game before I jump into hell with Pikmin 2. Because that game is definitely a little bit hellish, if I'm being real. Again, I love Pikmin 2. It's a hard game. It's a hard sell. In terms of recommending to other people. Hey, speaking of Pikmin 2, what if we raid somebody? I've never raided this person before. What could possibly go wrong? I have no clue what to do for a raid message. That was the only problem. Like, nothing particularly funny happened in this stream. And then maybe not funny. That funny is not the right word. Memorable. So it's like, yeah, I can't think of a raid message. We can just raid without saying anything. That's the other option. Fop raid. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what has been established to be the standard if we don't have anything, is just fop raid. Again, I got nothing. Kind of funny playing a game with a Tanuki done by a company called Grumpy Fox. Feels very fitting somehow. Yeah, we'll go with Fop Raid because I got nothing else. I need to remember to actually do that because I've forgotten the last couple times. Like, I raided Star last week. I forgot that was like our go-to standard, like, we can't think of a raid message. And yeah, if you have the emote, you can toss in the Yippee as well. But again, if you don't have the emote, you can just copy the other message without it. Well, that works too. But hey, this is not subtle. I was not subtle about who we're raiding. I was being very obvious. Again, I kind of had this plan anyway, because I was like, they'll probably be live. But then it was like, oh wait, I'm not playing Pikmin today. So this is less of a direct connection, but I mean, we can still raid the person. Again, I'm not being subtle about who we're raiding. We're raiding Twi. Yeah. So once again, yeah, they play a lot of Pikmin, 2 specifically. They do a lot of like ROM hacks, basically. I'm currently doing one today, Pikmin 251, whatever that means. I'll probably lurk in there for a bit. So yeah, I hope you all have a good rest of your day, good evening, and also have a good week if I don't see y'all again by next Monday, because my sleep schedule is garbage, and my stream schedule, conversely, is also kind of not great. But we'll try to squeeze in a stream probably Thursday. Again, ideally I would like to do like Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, but that requires actually waking up at a reasonable hour and going to bed at a reasonable hour, which has not been in the cards lately. But that's a whole ass rant that I probably should end here. So with that being said, yeah, thank you all for watching. Thanks for all the support as always. I hope everyone has a good night. Take care, y'all.